Hi everybody, it's me, Jordan here, and I don't know about you, but people who have mobile phones, and yes, I do have one. There's a current conversation, Jordan says. There's actually a quote word or a catchphrase that goes along with having a mobile phone. Now, it all has to depend with how many cell towers are around in a given area and all kinds of things. But sometimes it has to do with providers. For example, some people will suffer from what's called dead zones, where there are no signal whatsoever. Now, dead zones could be, I don't know, a certain area in a house or a building, a certain location outside, or just way, way far away from a cell tower to pick up signal. Now, regardless of all this, Jordan said, the quote word that usually is said goes like this. Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there? Can you hear me? Yeah, Jordan, are you there? I can hear you. Jordan, are you there? Apparently, that is the most common catchphrase or quote word. Or can you hear me now? It seems to come up. Now, people are going to have reasons. If you live in places like, let's say, Fort Loudon, or in Sheila, for example, Sheila, then yeah, you will experience dead zones and drop calls because apparently there's not enough cell towers around those two areas. Now, Jordan said, I don't know how you explain dead zones when you're around the area with multiple cell towers. Like, is it some type of gimmick that the provider puts on? You know, because I've had my LG mobile phone since 2012 AD, and that make it at least that two, yeah. And I've only had maybe 2 calls ever drop on them. But there would be certain rooms in the house where people would say they wouldn't get cell acceptance. But I'd be in that exact same room, and the acceptance, you know, the cellular signal, let's put it that way, would be just as strong as any other room. Another thing Jordan says usually comes up is that sometimes Jordan said you can have no control over the quality of the call. So, meaning that sometimes you have no control over the quality of the third party's call. I mean, of course, you have control over volume and all kinds of other things, but you have no control over the call, how the volume or the callers on the other end comes through like. So you'll be really, really close, Jordan said, putting it on speakerphone. Almost all mobile phones have that functionality, and still have a problem hearing the person. Yeah, I hear you, Jordan said, but can you turn up your volume on your end, because I have my volume as high as it will go. Might be a problem with the cellular signal, I guess, or whatever the case is. I'll see what I can do. Now let me tell you something right now, Jordan says. My mobile phone ain't smart. It's certainly not the in-between. You know, basically it's set on vibrate. Well, not vibrate. Basically, it's set on random. So if you're trying to send a message or a text to someone, you're going to end up sending a bunch of letters and numbers that somebody is going to have to decode. And you don't want your message or text on the other end. You don't want someone sending it back, I can't make heads or tails out of this. And then you end up telling them, well, it's all set on random. So yeah, that's about it, Jordan said. I'll see you later.